3 a.m. professing, sitting and I'm begging. Red eye to NY just for a little piece of heaven. Frosted tip lips baptized, what a blessing. Every time I get to taste your inner thigh, I'm obsessing. Line my throat with your hands. Detail your hands. Your eyes connect with mine, I'm introduced to your plan. Grasping on your waist because I'm lost in your wealth. You pinned my hands back, said, keep my hands to myself. When you sway with intention, breaking down the suspension, confessing your conditions, tremors from your affliction, and crippled from your addiction, and coming to remission. Then I put you in submission. We're in a battle of attrition. Read my body language. Engage how much I'm poignant. Hands across your body, and by the way my legs are pointed. Eyes lost in the abyss. Stimulated bliss. A halt in your breathing. I'm catching tears on your lips. I adjust my rate of speed, decipher all your needs. As open as we leap, I venture more into the deep. Reaching down for your throne, peeling back your collarbone. Friction turns your vocal tones, then you start to ebb and flow. Bracing for how my pelvis rolls and impact my angles told. Through the depths I control, I'm gonna pull it from your soul onto my soliloquy. I kiss towards your divinity and keep my eyes open as I find my serenity. Few things mean more to me. God, some kids and family, than head trips from your ecstasy when I'm in between your knees. Increasing my intensity, you guide my head intently to remember your favorite vividly and tell you what you did to me. Eliminate the metaphors. Rip the knob off the door. Destroy the handles on my drawer. While spreading love, I implore your supple honey couture. Insatiable, I want more. Like I never had you before. I'll never feel you no more. Put strain on your vocal cords. Cover all your contours until you're shaking from your core, evacuating to the floor. I'm dedicated to these nights out. Predicated on your whiteout. Eviscerating any new doubt. Collapsing on me. Lights out. VO4. I'm Dominic Gatsby. This is Past the Stars and Past the Moon and Through the Stars series. It's been a minute since I've done one of these. The series is specifically for trying out new stuff, as far trying out new vocal tones and inflections and so on and so forth. That's the part of my journey I'm at, with the goal to actually, I've done Busboys and Poets here in DC, but to do it again, but I want it to be more so performance art. Anybody can really just say what they, not want to say what they want. It's a good space. They're not going to be perfect. All the ones that are done that are going to be in a playlist called Verbal Mosaics, excuse me. And then that's just the word I had, the name I have for, poems for anybody who's new here. Welcome. And the Verbal Mosaics is literally just poetry about me. Everything I write is anecdotal. So I call them Verbal Mosaics. Because I can't paint either, and so I like to make word pictures. Whew, I felt that one. I'm sorry. So I was working on that. I was working on that intro, like that one right there. I like that version. Whew. Welcome back, and thanks for everybody who's been around. Anyone who's new, subscribe, like, dislike. Let me know what you think about it. Whether you like it, dislike it. It's art, so my feelings aren't going to be hurt. My biggest goal really right now, outside of doing performance art, is working with other people, and actually putting things to work. I don't have my fancy table, which is really my piano my computer was resting on before. Not computer, my keyboard was resting on before, so let one of my friends borrow it. But should we do some more? We'll get to the rest of the housekeeping later. Oh, actually, what's important to state is, whether you've seen the old ones or the old ones, the ones that are actually finished products, that's actually it. When you see the finished products or not, if you see one that you want me to do, you can just let me know and I'll do them. Not everything in here is not going to be so super serious or anything like that, because it's just not the mood I'm in. Let's do it. What else do I want to? Oh, and for the new people, I do sing. Not well, but I will sing. So. Yeah, you just have to accept that. I never ceases. What's the new song I heard recently that I wanted to do one of these? I'm not doing that one. Let me see. See, I had them all queued up. Where? Oh, yeah, I know where they are. Okay. I'm sorry. I got so wrapped up in that one. And that is my dog Sarabi over there, jingling, jingling, jingling over there. That's her collar. See, I had it all set up nice and pretty. Maybe I shouldn't have put my poems, in the same tab with the cameras at. So bear with me for a second. Hmm. So that first poem is generally where I'm going to keep the mood today. Yeah. Tell me it's forever yours. Do it real slow. You know what? This is taking too long. Oh, Lord. Whew. Let's keep it moving. Excuse me. Tighten your lips and I'll take you to a. Excuse me. Slow down, baby. Let me do some of the more recent ones before I jump into the old ones, because clearly I am not prepared for that. Okay. Need to be leaking. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to do this one. My current inspiration derives from your intellectuality. Hold on to these words as my actions breathe life into them and create our reality. Find the belief in my eyes that in our moment, you're a treasure, not a tragedy. And despite the pace and our tension, you know with me, you would never be a casualty. Collapse these rings. Excuse me. Start over. Excuse me. Baby, can you please sit down? You lay down? I mean, right there's good too. Okay. My current inspiration derives from your intellectuality. That's too fast. My current inspiration derives from your current yeah. My current inspiration derives from your intellectuality. Hold on to these words as my actions breathe life into them and create a reality. Find the belief in my eyes that in our moment, you're a treasure, not a tragedy. And despite the pace and our tension, you know with me, you would never be a casualty. Collapse these wings around me and detail your deepest fantasy. Your request is my mission, make you lose your sanity. Embrace all. See, I always do that. I always want to stop right there. Is this one the ones that are off? No, it's six. Collapse these wings around me and detail your deepest fantasy. Your request is my mission, make you lose your sanity. Embrace all your vanities until you speak solely in profanities. Realizing she won't ever have to question this decision, personified by the way she exhales in sync with my physical precision, telling me how this movement was in her vision. Inexplicable, but she believed, inexplicable, but she believed in her deepest intuition. She was just simply waiting for the perfect conditions. Her words are deeply increasing the power in my intention with your neighbors listening to the sounds of our collisions. I increase my focus until they feel you lost your religion. Grasp the back of my mind as the wall tickles your spine. Don't break visual contact as I enter your divine. Trembling to the words I instruct, I'm committed in ways others were reluctant, ensuring that you never feel rushed, approaching this as if it'll be the last time we'll touch. Requesting my desires, but not wanting the specifics, discovering on her own and deciphering my hieroglyphics. Decoding through my neck makes me more prolific, coursing through my veins, and now control is shifted. As your shoulders start to shudder and lips start to flutter, you're pulling back the covers elated and you stutter as I take this a step further and you let out another. 2 years of my celibacy negated by your effect on me. What did I do? 2 years of my celibacy negated by your effect on me. See, I keep forgetting to put the right one in here. By your effect on me, to taste your ecstasy, speaking bilingual effectively, spelling her name but carefully, while down the line to destiny. While down the line to destiny. Circles when you lock your knees, X's when you start to plead. Moments when you forget to breathe while motioning for you to come to me. Arching your back simultaneously, even more when you yell for me, heart beating in brevity while releasing the flavor of your sanctity. Without taking a moment to savor, let's proceed into the next behavior. When you lock your arms diagonally across my back passionately, the momentum in my hips drives me immaculately. Hands, let me put that water down. Hands on your head as you dip down. Hands on your head as you dip down, presenting an altar to honor your crown. Arms on my shoulders, removing rotation, intensifies deeper within your sensation. We could continue, but I do miss your eyes. I pull back your reins and say that you're mine. Well, you say that you're mine. Hand over neck, Oh goodness. Hand over neck and arms hold your thighs, lifted back up, sternum to spine. Switching positions without touching ground, carry you upward and slide right back down. Holding my face while receiving your kisses, foolish, forgiving apologies, foolishly resisted. Mixing the ingredients in your cinnamon confection, changing depth and direction in our melanin connection. Reading your expressions through the power of my detection, increasing in your vocal inflections. I'm trapped in your perfection. See, I need to work on that part. Let me do that back up. Switching positions without touching ground, carry you upward and slide right back down. Holding my face while receiving your kisses, forgiving apologies foolishly resisted. Mixing the ingredients in your cinnamon confection, changing depth and direction in our melanin connection. Reading your expressions through the power of my detection, increasing in your vocal inflection. I'm trapped in your perfection. I gotta slow that down. I know when I'm rushing. Let me back up a little more. Hands on your head as you dip down, presenting an altar to honor your crown. Arms and my shoulders move in rotation, intensifies deeper inside within your sensation. We could continue, but I do miss your eyes. I pull back your reins and you say that you're mine. Hand over neck, my arms hold your thighs lifted back up, sternum to spine. Switching positions without touching ground, carry you up and slide right back down. Holding my face while receiving your kisses, forgiving apologies foolishly resisted. Mixing the ingredients in your cinnamon confection, changing depth and direction in our melanin connection. Reading your expressions through the power of my detection, increases in their vocal inflections. I'm trapped in your perfection. Continuation into an additional plunge, rolling my hips till I feel your lungs, losing your eyes and biting your tongue. Your nails pierce my flesh when you become undone. Tearfully detailing, not wanting to finish, and tearfully detailing you didn't want to finish. Physically and intimately slow down, baby. Okay. Sometimes I forget the cadences in some of them, the ones I did establish cadences. Rolling my hips till I feel your lungs, losing your eyes and biting your tongue. Your nails pierce my flesh when you become undone. Tearfully detailing, you not wanting to finish. Physically and intimately conflicted, but you knew her strength was diminished. Holding me delicately, increasing my motion effortlessly, tensing him increasingly, precipitating effectively. Pull me in closer, listening to my rhythm, asking if you're all I've ever wished for. Yes, however, asking if you're all I've ever wished for. Yes, however, you're much more. We wish for what we can't have, what's known but on an unreachable path. With you, I found a new wonder, a new standard, life altering number. Catching your breath and asking where I want to be, naturally with you, without uncertainty. Reminding you that it's your intellectuality that inspires my vitality. Bonsoir, Saint Germain. I know exactly what I want to roll into after this one. Just when the mix gonna came prepared. Thank you for anyone who makes it this far. I appreciate y'all. I'm in a specific vibe with this tonight. I almost wanted to write, but I changed my mind about it. I knew I just wanted to jump into something as opposed to write something new. Let's keep it moving. Had been better for sure. Ooh, okay, now I remember. I remember. I'm sorry. I got to goof a little bit. All right. All right. Let me back it up a little bit. I know exactly where I want to go with this. I just didn't have it prepared. So forgive me. Forgive me, y'all. Turn into the me and then forever yours. No, I don't want to do that one. I know exactly what I want. Well, for anyone who's been here, I typically like to do the name of the poem after the poem. However, I cannot find the heist and the getaway. I don't know where it is. Lord have mercy. See, I thought I had that one up, but I didn't. I had the wrong one, and I always mix them up. And it's stupid because they're my poems, so maybe I should know. Actually, no. Before we keep going with the sexual poems, let's keep going with this one. Would if they could. I know I want to go. Let Let me get some more water for this one. Okay. Excuse me. Whew. Yeah. What does love mean to me, sweetie? And what has it meant? Well, I'll tell you this much. Using us as an example specifically, it's it's consistent love without nerves or intimidation. Even when you fill me with frustration, conviction lays every word in your evaluation. How he created our world and his manifestation, and how you're drunk in our love and its permeation. That you feel safe and assured in our elevation. But when I saw your tears pour out for the hesitation, I was shattered to core with your reservations. Again, you double back in your direction, stumbling on the stairs of dedication, roundabout with your words and participation, your misconceptions of worth from my soul's affection, as if God may have erred upon our selection. I learned the root and the depth of my animation. I found the truth in myself within the frustration. You're my ocular wealth. I have to be patient. In my spiritual journey, I found validation. I can't seem to deter from its maturation. As much as it hurts from the situation, I end up loving you more every variation. Like if you came in this world another complexion or full figured allure, you would never question. Just let me love and adore every incarnation. My life is enamored by yours without limitation. I'm basking in your butterscotch tone and its brilliance. Karma coated eyes, I've been lost since. You fed my soul by that church, you were God sent. And every time you left, I couldn't make sense. Surrendered all my logic, I was convinced. To love you as you are, my soul was intent. When evolution was due, I couldn't prevent. And every version of you was where my love went. Hitting every single sector of my soul with precision. In any given day, you're my emotional provisions. With him paramount, I praise all of his decisions while I figure out why he cements you in my vision. Then my head takes center stage, placing the comfort of your thighs. Fingers from my back rub, then they clear my mind. I see you feel the back love in your lowered eyes. Trials in my life, but can't help to realize the love he's had in stores before us materialize. That's pure love. Thank you. You are. Let's do whatever she said. Oh Lord. Uh, I like this. I like that I got pure love out of my system. That one was the one I was working on for a long time because I just couldn't get it out. And I finally did. That one, and there's another one, Mosaic. Go check those out. I have them in playlists, so all my poems in one playlist, actual finished poems in one playlist. All the other ones are, all the live joints like these are in another. Also, I like to leave the old ones because the whole point is like one of the big things is I like to show the growth, and as I go, that's one of the big things to this is to show how my process. Now I won't work on actual poems, new ones here because that's not what I do. It's my whole process. But as far as working on them like this, once they're out, it is what it is. And I like to, have it like that. It keeps me humble too, to a point. To a point. So anyway, let's keep it moving. What should I do next? I wanna do it real slow, and that's okay. I wanna take my time. It's right there. Parker Barrow. This better be the right one. I'm kick my own butt. So, if you haven't noticed, all of my sexual poems aren't really vulgar now. I do cuss like shit. Okay. But when I started this, like I used to only do happy love, sad love poems. And I remember back in 2011 specifically, I was coming back from a deployment, and someone challenged me to do one like that. So I was like, all right, cool. And that one was one of the mahogany poems I wrote. And I knew when I did it, I didn't want to feel like I had an easy way out. And that's one of my things. I don't want it to be so, with all my poems, I don't want it to be like you can just guess what the word I'm using next. I don't want it to use the cheap way out by saying words like ass if I'm talking about that, or anything like that, any easy, like low hanging fruit. I like to really exercise my creative space. And when I read through it again, when I'm done with them, I like to make sure that they do that. Now, if you go way, way back in my poems, actually, they're not on here. The ones I have written ones from a long time ago. Because back in the day, I used to do free verse, and which means for those who don't know, they don't rhyme. And I used to just write them out and go. I wanted the full hit of emotion from how I was feeling being there, so it wouldn't really have any edits. Maybe I'll fix like a misspelling, and that's it. Yeah, I'll do that at the very least. As time went, I wanted people to be able to grasp it and be able to, digest it better. So I also stopped. I had a huge tendency to use really big words or complicated words, and it doesn't really, help it gel and vibe easy. So screw that noise. I threw that out the window. So let's keep it moving. I'm rambling. I'm talking too much right now. All right. Am I ready? I can barely keep my hands steady. Ready to settle down. I see it as continuing this adventure with the most profound. Subtle implies less, of which is impossible because she's the embodiment of the best, inadvertently leaving each other inspired. Our spirits continuously lift us higher. We're not settling down. We're entering into the stratosphere, exploring the far reaches above the galaxy. While we have rough edges, what we do disproves the perfection fallacy. What is can't be simulated. Just look in my direction and leave me spiritually stimulated. Speak my name with any inflection, and I'm emotionally satiated. If doubt in the purity of my soul ever lingers from examples of past non believers, remove the physical for a year. Anything to make it clear. If need be, make it two. If that's what it takes for you to truly understand what it is, to me, you do. The monarch of my attraction. They can't even be replacements when they struggle to be a distraction. Trying to convince me that I have freedom. How quickly they learn you still hold the keys to the kingdom. Attempts to introduce me to something new to savor. Unfortunately for them, the depths in your hips is already my favorite flavor. I'm starving for the day I return to navigate every layer. Full service, full service. Intentions to irrigate you into prayer. Intentions to irrigate you into prayer. Unwilling to appease other players. Unmatching is the magnetism of our labor. And that's just the start of our sinful behavior. Paying my penitence on the kitchen counter as we turn into each other's physical savior. Your legs rest on my back like a pedestal until your words are finally unintelligible, forcing you to give physical direction of the intensity and how you require my connection. We have the walls crying from the heat of our physical instinct, realizing that we were lying to think that the passion was ever extinct. Forgetting about our past negative spaces, not stopping for a second after breaking the bed in three places. Don't close your eyes for a second so I can see how well I'm connected. You let me feel in control, knowing full well you grasp my soul. Unknowingly graduating to a better man, attributed to my desire to understand your culture, visions, fears, and insecurities. You trust me and I'll show you. Just trust me and I'll show you the wealth in your value the wealth in your value and endless capabilities, from learning a language I have never known to the dedication of to the dedication my younger self would have never shown. These of each other's love in different ways, and we've been on the run for about 1,600 consecutive days. Parker Barrow, the heist and the getaway. That is a two-parter. There's Parker Barrow, and which is a straight love poem, and there's Parker Barrow, the heist and the getaway. Um, why these are anecdotal is because all of these poems come from a place where I needed to express. I need to get it out. And sometimes, like a lot of the times, it's the only way I can get it out, and it comes out in poetic tense. Um and that's how it is. And what I love about it is that they're true stories. I can't really write about something that's not true. I did once. It was cool. That was like probably in '06 or something like that though, just to see if I could do it. But outside of that, these are real stories, real people, and the people that they're about know who they are. The only people who would know, like some of them, other people would know because they were there when I talked about it, which are my closest friends. But a lot of these situations, especially in the last eh, several years, they're about the same person, and she knows that. So let's keep it going. I'm gonna keep listening to this. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna try to change the musical vibe for tonight which I typically do. And we're gonna see if that is it that Jadakiss song I wanted to play. Um, there were two songs. There's one called Signs that features Common in it. That's not Jadakiss though. And I love the chorus of that. But Jadakiss's new album had a song called Catch and Release. There it is. And that both the dudes on those songs can sing, yo. Like, man, bro. Let's keep it moving. Uh, uh. Anyway, in the meantime, while I'm pulling up the new poem, again, thank you for stopping by, hanging out with me. Thank you for your time. Let me know how you're doing. Don't be afraid to write me. I like to write. I'll write back. As I have time. I won't always have time to upload videos, but I'll have time to write. I like interacting with people. I'm crazy. You don't come out no more. I've been searching for replacement. These girls don't have what I need. And all I do is get wasted and fuck what's in front of me. My insecurities from what you did to me. Where to go, baby? And all I can do to be over is catch and release. No, I know what I want to. Oh yeah, this song right here I'm listening to, this catch and release song. Oh yeah, it was right. It was right where I wanted it to be. Okay, let me calm down and ooh, you know what? I'm gonna let this song play, and I'm gonna do a run through. I'm gonna go back to back to back poems. The only time I'm gonna break, so water. What this also helps me do before I jump in these like 4 poems or so in a row is practice. When I stumble, keep it moving. Don't. I have a tendency, the natural tendency that people do is like, damn, or react to it. Don't. Keep it moving. Like, you did to me. Okay, let me get ready. Make sure it's on repeat, because the worst thing for me is when a song don't stay on repeat and it changes over, ruins my whole vibe, or when the headphones pop out. Let's do it. Ooh. Forgive me if I don't do the inflections and all this. Hey, I just want to feel the content of this one. Okay, but I'm going for it. you know, it's not common to be gifted with the second chance, which is why I start every day on bended knees and folded hands, and thanks and to request my Creator to continue guiding me in a loving behavior. Hold on. Okay, let me start over. It's not, it's no, sweetie, it's not common to be gifted with a second chance. I know that, which is why I start every day on bending knees and folded hands. And thanks and to request my Creator to continue guiding me in a loving behavior. My greatest weaknesses is your heart. Inspiration for my improvement from the very start. I commit to you. Complete emotional transparency. Even when misguided, you know they're based in honesty. My greatest strength, giving me a tangible calm. When I'm filled with angst, you remind me of my resolve. The faith from your lips demolishes my demons. Trials seemingly apocalyptic are now just past seasons. I'm miles from perfect, and that's scary to me. Even if impossible, I won't stop trying to be. You're uncertain about the route to our destination. We walk together and actions show my dedication. We're in okay. Were there to be another, I'd have to retire. Not a woman in this world can recreate what built our fire. When I lost everything, for those 2 years you kept me inspired. With that example alone, no one could ever reach higher. I asked for a chance to sit near your throne and provide everything you need so you feel at home. I asked for you to just let me feed your soul with compassion, make your meals in your favorite fashion, and bathe you when you're sick, or desire love in a sheerly intimate fashion. I want to believe there's a love fantastic between us. I feel it, unbreaking, one that's elastic. I want to spend my life as the instrument of your healing, quelling your strife, reassuring your dreams have no ceiling. It's truly that simple. I love to see you dreaming. A farewell kiss, a farewell and kiss upon to your temple. Happy to see your visit is relieving. If you let me, I'll always try. And through every step of the journey, I'll show you why. 2529. Oh, love is more than just a thing to me. I can't use that word thing. For me, it's much. There's levels to this. And it's something deeper. To me, love is my religion. And I was built as an alchemist, mending broken hearts and shattered dreams. In due time, I'll help rebuild your self esteem, breathe life back into your heart, and restore your faith. All I ask is for an honest opportunity, and I'll remind you why you've even believed in the first place. Passion is my drug. My soul first needs to first capture your mentality, slowly making you a casualty of my sensuality, breaking your belief that this level of intimacy was a fallacy, and rewrite everything previously thought impossible in reality. Prepare yourself for love's renaissance, where those who brought you pain are seeing nothing more than a subtle nuance. Physicality is my direction, in the sense that I never want you to feel you're without my protection. From the deep inhale resulting from a welcoming kiss upon your face to the shuddering exhale as you collapse into my embrace, encroaching yourself onto my chest and getting lost in my fragrance. Souls are connected so well that our hearts beat in cadence. Pleasure is my drug. Excuse me. Pleasure is my identity. Seldom disclosed to the masses. Made principle to limit attention from sexually cavalier classes. Bearing the advantage of an intellectual connection. Musicless moments of passion only need your vocal inflections. Unwavering missions to unwavering missions to reach uncharted depths of your soul, finding the balance between aggressive and reserved while we switch roles. Catering to your request and physical response, focusing on those reactions. Focused on those reactions you felt were impossible or ensconced. Forever is my focus. You gave me my chance, and I presented my best case to take our time and receive this endless love at a steady pace. I'm not in a hurry because I believe we're building a masterpiece, and we've both learned that love done quickly surely ends in defeat. Just believe in me and in this endeavor. And through the eyes of our children, may our love live to see forever. Believe in me, you, and us. Let me keep it moving. hmm Okay. hmm The foundation of all this. You know when I knew? Let me tell you. When my life was in squalor, paining from multiple afflictions, you were the remedy, God's direct prescription. Both pairs of hands are needed to conquer this recipe, with generous servings of understanding to mold this intelligently. Although we're eager to master the meal's intricacy, we're patient enough to approach this task delicately. An unsteady beginning due to our raw emotions, best meals are made extraordinary through unbridled love and devotion. The effort sacrifice transformed my pain and her innocence into an incomparable love experience. Teach me the way to your heart and all the ingredients you need. So long as you believe in me, I assure you will make this love better than anyone perceived. Thought invoking love that doesn't follow a standard procedure. Uniqueness is our goal, which means we're each other's teachers. May your days be forever extraordinary and your focus on happiness continue to bring able hearts to glory. May everyone feed off of your energy as you brighten their days, showing them the power of positivity. Inspired by your presence and genuine mentality, they can now focus on the positive instead of a harsh reality. A domino effect emerge from your robust vitality. An example of what love can be when not handled callously. You're a star. And without stars, there's a void, and the heavens would be lightless. And without light, the planets would be cold and remain lifeless. Without life, we couldn't even imagine love in a world mindless. Unknowingly, your star makes the world better, and that's timeless. You brought warmth to my soul when all I knew was love's bitterness, and stopped the pain with love that was relentless. The personification of all love ever given in life. I stand even stronger today because of your belief, his might. Soul food. You know what I think about sometimes? The only time I really think about the past, I think about it to compare who we were and where we are now. How we've grown, the communication, everything. And I think back and I think about how we were just individuals in the midst of their own wars. Unbeknownst to you and I, he was about to give us more. I faced my greatest doubt in my ability to handle the encore, and by complete serendipity, he sent you through my door. We backed into each other, which seemed at random, trying to fight our own battles while quickly becoming a tandem, matching each other's motions and creating a new meaning of what we saw as devotion, the personification, never fleeting. Unintentionally, we created a team. Well, my life's missions included your dreams. Every battle, we fought together. Two-soldier army, we still outlasted the weather. We spent our entire relationship surviving God's testaments. Now we're on the side of glory, but the change makes you hesitant. When all we've known is how to clear the next plate, we've never known what to do when life's finally all right. Take one leap of faith with me and see how much we've grown. It's safe to be fearless. I'm still protecting your throne. I'll unbuckle your armor while you lay down your sword. The toughest days are over. We can enjoy our rewards. What wouldn't I do for you? I've gone to the Empire State simply to have you in view. Took the red out of London. Took the red out of London when your hope needed to be renewed. Silent dances in the streets of Paris, just us silhouetted by the moon. True story. It may not now seem clear. All I'm asking is for more trust. Relinquish your fear and relinquish your fear while I show you where this can carry us, ushering you into normalcy, afraid of the unknown. Remember my undying reliability and let that set the tone. Anything you needed, just a simple breath in my direction. Everyone who stood in the way was met with an insurrection. This may not be storybook perfect, but it is for us due to how we work it. Deeper than the surface. We grew together, we grew with the other as the purpose. Unknowingly, a home was created where you'd always be loved, even if the day left you jaded. Where you can rest any thoughts that kept you mentally weighted. Be gluttonous in my love, not a moment I would have traded. You whispered to me, this is where your heart resides. That there's no other place where you can truly confide. I thank him every day for being our guide and creating us to be the strengths in each other's lives. Parker and Barrow. Whew, those four in a row. Securities. Thank you, thank you did to me. Let it go, baby. Let me look at it for another one. You, I can't let them go. I remember when you tapped lips and hurt me in. It's a drum bridge, it's sink or swim. What do I want to go with this? Don't go crazy. You don't come around no more. What do y'all want to hear? I don't just ooh, this girl. You can pick a random one, and I'll redo some too, and then just try with a different thing. Wasted and fuck was in front of me. I think I put all of my tabs over there, and I put my yeah. Hold on, I got a message. Oh, I'm not worried about that. I like to keep my phone on vibrate just in case I have emergencies for people. I like to look out. So I was going to. Oh yeah. So I was gonna actually get a 4K camera before the Rona came out, and instead of doing that, I decided. Oh, it was foregone conclusion already. I was checking my friends in general, but I wanted to make sure everyone was good. So I probably could still get it, but just the thought of it, I'm like, I can use that money just to make sure again people are good. What's going on. As long as I'm blessed enough to be in this space, I'm gonna help people, the ones I love in this world, all my closest friends. Yeah. Oh Lord, someone almost ran my mouth off that time. You know what I want? Yeah. See, why wasn't that in there? So there's a poem that I definitely want to do for y'all right now. And I'm trying to figure out why it wasn't in that run right there. Maybe I won't look past it. You did to me. So when I find it, I will do it. You know what? Forget all the surprises. Basically, I'm looking for lip service, and I think that's the one. Every time I do these, I'm like, I don't know where lip service is. So if I was ever reliable and would just put him back, you don't know how no more. I've been searching for a replacement. These girls ain't got what I needed, and all I do is get wasted and fuck what's in front of me. Security, yeah, boy. I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, boy. All I could do to you over it, can't you release? One of these days, I'm gonna actually save this one. Lord, why did I have to do it that way? Why did I have to make it deep, baby? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take it from the tab that I have it open in and do it there. So there's gonna be a lot of me using my hand to scroll. I also don't like to preface too many poems anymore. I think that's what artists do, just to because they're nervous. And of course, you know what did Erica say? I'm an artist, so I'm sensitive about my shit. That happens. So I try to get out of that. So with this though, it's a little different in the sense that I'm going to be scrolling. So I'm still trying to get used to my hand uh, gesticulations or whatever. You did to me. Mm. I can't let it go, baby. And maybe even a better light. Yeah. Okay. Let me rewind this song real quick and we'll get busy. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Saraspy. All right, let's do it. He's gonna walk me in here. As in the dude singing. I'm gonna let him walk me in. It's just nice to keep the vibe. Whew. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you about honesty. Okay. Honesty's cool and all, but let me tell you about the other side of honesty for me. And honesty has honestly hindered my emotional agility. The conclusion to to the lesson is that this sensitivity doesn't equate to fragility. Over time, I've lost all my serenity and found my only stability through the faith. Let me slow down. I'm speeding through this shit. Honesty has honestly hindered my emotional agility. The conclusion to the lesson is that this sensitivity doesn't equate to fragility. Over time, I've lost all my serenity and found my only stability through the faith in our divinity and the unreliability of shaking my affinity for your identity. I'm not struggling with emotional sobriety. I'm investing into myself entirely, even if it's against the grains of society and creating a rift between common thought and a spiritual dichotomy, with one exception. I pursue autonomy. Instead of breaking hearts with physical improprieties, preying on a couple's relationship anxieties, with my intrusive intentions to pursue callously, disguising myself as her desired commodities, depending on the areas in which they lack quality. I'm not interested in wasting what you deserve with someone else, ignoring what you earned and lying to myself. My love for you is solidified. With no solidarity in my solitude, I'm passion and anguish personified. I failed in believing I'm caught in emotional kinesis. I can't even read your words without having spiritual and emotional releases. And with no one to believe my notion, and with no one to believe my notion, I express my forlorn existence through verbal thesis. I meant it when we said indefinitely. While lying in my arms, you told me how we're connected spiritually. With saturated eyes, you said, I found my true identity by the way you love me. I looked back and admitted how I do eternally. I made it as far as I'm concerned. Unlike others, I made it as far as I'm concerned. Unlike others between love and lust, the difference they struggle to discern, not seeking the truth in their current relation, and constantly in anticipation of the next situation. I recognize my enchantment in our dynasty. However, I understand that destiny doesn't necessarily promise you to me, and we'll only go as far as our resiliency. Where I am takes a certain amount of bravery to remain true to self for the sake of my own clarity. I knew the horror that forebode me. Accepting a return which might not be a possibility, I experience happiness and brevity. I experience happiness and brevity. But what gives me the most verity is to be able to say with the utmost sincerity that I thank God for blessing us with love inherently, that I didn't sell myself a false fantasy, that I didn't risk conceiving with another regrettably. Transcendent is our unity. Once you earn the rest of me, you own that love indefinitely. If you hold on to your moments of clarity, you'll understand that my prosperity means nothing without your sincerity. I've accepted the life that comes with my commission, knowing that your return isn't based on any precision, and that destiny doesn't overpower your own volition. But I do believe in a little religion. And strictly relying on faith causes me mental and emotional division. I drape myself in the love he put in us and find peace in his tension. I was lost whenever I relied on my own vision. It's not that I do any of this on intention. You earn my love without condition, and your absence has left me in perdition. My dreams are now one recurrent nightmare. With hourly endings, I'm clutching insomnia's affair. But a release is not what lies within my daily prayer. I ask for an abundance of blessings for you and a life free from despair. And if this journey requires one to suffer, to give me everything, so life's pains you would never have to bear. I'm always advised to settle and compromise, but I'm not waiting for everyone else to realize. Every destined love doesn't mean it'll end forever. Even if we pursued other endeavors, we spoke about this link we could never sever. We mutually confess one makes the other greater, and true to my form, your needs and desires I never failed to cater. Sometimes true love may have its moments. Even then, we remained each other's proponents. Every time I lift my head, I hope to see you. I confess in different languages just to get through. My breath, my wings, my lungs, mi alienta, mis alas, mi amor. Uh, I don't remember. I can't pronounce the other ones anymore. People look at me and trying to uncover why I don't try to find the relief. If I don't try to find relief inside the frame of another, or that I'm electing to suffer, instead of taking time to discover that maybe he just loves her. Yeah, lip service. That'll probably be it for me tonight. It's almost 8:30. I gotta put clothes away. Hope so they don't find a home that's not hanging up with it or folded and put away, other than the closet. So thanks for anybody who stopped by. Thanks for the person who keeps hanging out. That's all I got. Stay true to yourself. You know, be honest with yourself. Live your truth, so you don't end this world without regret. Actually, I'm not gonna say it like a mandate. That's just how I live my truth. Because I feel like at the end of the day, beginning, middle, and end of the day, I have to live my truth. Nobody's here when times get the worst but me and God anyway. So if I'm not real with myself, I have to look myself in the mirror and stuff like that. And when I realize that, that love I have is who I am, a huge part of me, like a huge part of who I am, it made life a lot easier because it's not like I'm fighting against myself. And these poems actually put a lot of stuff into perspective for people. So with that being said, again, well, I almost slipped into soliloquy. Have a good night. Stay encouraged. All right. Love.